Let's try this again with a mic that is working. Please don't mind my voice. I am sick. Anyway, I've been having these thoughts a lot lately. I'm going to use myself as an example. I kind of have sort of multiple personalities that come out around different people. And some people will see the badass personality. And they'll put me on a pedestal for it, I guess. But then they'll always want to see that personality and will almost seem to be disappointed when they find out that that's not who I am 24/7. And, it really bothers me, especially when people expect it from me and they glorify it or something. It really bothers me because anybody who has that kind of side to them knows that we didn't just want that personality and then we got it. We usually were forced to have that personality for the sake of our own survival. So when people glorify it and then want me to constantly be in that position, it's not flattering. It's the exact opposite, actually. It's kind of insulting. Anyway, that's not what I came here to talk about. We'll get there. So it made me start thinking about how many things I wanted to be when I got older, or things I wanted to experience when I got older, wishes that I forgot about, and then eventually I got older and I ended up experiencing those things or developing that personality. And then having done that, I realized it's not all it's cracked up to be. The whole be careful what you wish for. We've heard that story 10 million times. It seems like everybody wants to be that kid who's mysterious, quiet, does whatever they want, kind of independent, lone wolf leader, possibly leader type, right? Everybody wants to be that person, but nobody fully understands what it's like to be that person unless you are that person. I feel like oftentimes, people don't actually fully realize that how much that person could want to be the exact opposite. They just could not handle being the exact opposite. Just like if you are not that type of person, you aren't that type of person because you couldn't handle being that type of person, right? If you want to be the cool, charismatic class clown, you're going to have to deal with the consequences that come with being the class clown, like embarrassing yourself. If you want to be the smart kid, you're going to have to deal with the consequences that come with being the smart kid, like spending a lot of your hours studying or actually paying attention and sacrificing your hobbies or your sleep for studies, basically. If you want to be the independent, the strong, independent type, you're going to have to realize, those people didn't just choose to be that way. Usually those people didn't just wake up one day and be like, you know what, I want to be that strong, independent, cool type. There are talkers. There are people who talk about being like that, but they actually aren't. The people who are actually like that, they didn't get a choice. They didn't wake up you know what, I think being independent is so cool, I'm going to try doing that. No. They were forced to be independent. If you want to be that cool, independent, badass who's always got a level head in the scary situations and can do everything themselves and is super strong and independent and smart and always has a witty comeback, whatever it is. If you're not that person, but you want to be that person, you have to understand those people. If you ever have those nights where you're crying because you're lost, you've got no idea what to do, you're stuck, whatever it is, something really bad happened to you, something really traumatic, and you need support, those people don't have it. Those people have nobody to call. They've got nobody to tell what happened. They've got nobody to ask for guidance. They got nobody. All they got is themselves. So they cry themselves to sleep. They wake up the next day and they keep moving forward and they figure out how to solve the problem on their own. That's why they're independent. It's not cool. Anyway, that's not what this is about. That's a little tangent, but that's not the point I'm getting to. So I think that a lot of people don't end up being the person they want to be because they could not handle the consequences that come with that situation. And more likely than not, you've already been presented the consequences that come with being that person, and you decided you couldn't handle those consequences, and you didn't even piece it together that those consequences come with being the person you wanted to be. You just saw the consequences and you're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. And then you basically denied your opportunity to become that person. Those cool, dark, mysterious kids who do whatever they want and don't care what anybody else thinks, you know what consequences they have to deal with? They have to deal with being alone all the time. They won't have the support system to tell them if what they're doing is right or not, or what they're saying is right or not. And more often than not, they actually have people trying to tell them that what they're doing and what they're saying is wrong. They're always going to have people who are trying to start things with them for no reason, because they're jealous or whatever it is. Being that lone wolf comes with being alone, right? Everybody wants to be that person, but they can't be that person because they can't handle the consequences of actually being alone and doing things yourself. But at the same time, it is so likely that that lone wolf is that way because they could not handle the consequences of being a part of a pack. They could not handle being told what to do. They could not handle being seen fully. They could not handle being deep or emotional with other people or connecting with other people. Or they could not handle being around a bunch of people at once. They could not handle talking to a bunch of people at once. Whatever it is. So I feel like more often than not, you are what you are because of the consequences you're willing to deal with. Because obviously at the end of the day, I'm sorry, there are birds cawing outside. I'm not sure if you can tell, if you can hear it. Anyway, I apologize. I can't control what the birds do, but there are consequences to every personality type, any person you could be. There are consequences to that. There's no light without dark. There's no dark without light. And who you are is the consequences you're willing to deal with. And when you think about it that way, it could just be because I believe in karma. I believe in manifestation, and this is how manifestation works. This is how karma works. I don't actually believe it is about how hard you work. I believe getting to where you want to be is about, are you able to handle the consequences of it? Not are you willing to work super hard for it, but are you willing to handle the consequences of it? And sometimes the consequences are working hard, but not always. Sometimes the consequences are the exact opposite. Sometimes the consequences are sitting still. I like to torture myself. I don't like sitting still. I don't like being calm. I don't like being nice to myself. So for that reason, I end up in a specific category of a personality type or a lifestyle because I can't handle those consequences. But I can handle the consequences of being in pain. And everybody's different, right? But that's why it goes back to that thought process that if there's somebody you want to be, or if there's something you want to obtain, maybe if we think about how manifestation works and cause and effect and just fake it till you make it, basically, maybe you should start with the consequences first of being that person. Not only to prove that you truly want to be that person or you truly want to obtain that thing, but also so you know if it's something you truly want to do. You start with the worst part first, because at the end of the day, you're going to get those consequences if you truly become that person, you truly obtain that goal or that desire you have. No matter what, you're going to get the consequences that come with it. So you might as well start now. But it might just be because I'm one of those people who likes the pain and the consequences. And I like to torture myself. Not everybody does. But at the end of the day, we should not be leaving this earth fearing anything. And even if something's not for you, I personally push that you at least make sure you don't leave this green earth without knowing you aren't afraid of it. I mean, if something isn't for you, then it's not for you. But if something scares you, that means it's probably for you, and it's probably something you need to conquer. But I do believe, oftentimes, in a lot of these situations, the consequences usually come first. People who are super independent, they were usually alone first. The people who are super charismatic probably got embarrassed a lot first before they started becoming charismatic. The people who are really confident probably got rejected a lot first before they got confident. The people who are super smart, they probably had to sacrifice a lot of their hobbies in their social life before they got smart. You see what I'm saying? It's more than just hard work. It's consequences. It's fake it till you make it. It's fully embody what it is you want, and then you will have it. And it's not out of some magical thing called manifestation. It's called cause and effect. It's called putting puzzle pieces together. If you shape yourself to be a certain type of puzzle piece, nothing else is going to fit except the puzzle piece that matches the edge properly. Pretty sure this also goes into the law of attraction. But basically, it's not woo-woo magic. It's math. You'll attract what you deserve. You'll attract the things that make sense to be around you. It's actually kind of common sense when you think about it. But I feel like nobody's talked about it like this and broken it down like this. And I felt the need to come in here and say that because I find everything fascinating, including this. So if you want to be something different, or you want something different, and you like to torture yourself, start with the consequences first. Don't torture yourself too hard though, because I've heard that's unhealthy for you or something. I love you all. Don't hurt yourself, please. Hope you all have a nice day or night whenever you are watching. And I love you all. Be strong. Live your life fully. And I will see you in the next video. Now I'm going to go back to being sick. Goodbye.